Wagwan everyone, it's your boy Jay Smooth. We are here with the episode of Smooth Talks. Today's special guest will be XO the artist. Let's get into it and see what he has to say. Let's go! So, XO, what you got going on?
Right, so, wow, where do I start? So we've got a documentary that's coming out very, very soon. Let me take some backtracks. So just before that, I just released a EP of a dope-ass artist called XS. So that's visually available for you guys to check out if you want to go check that out as well. On all digital streaming platforms. So that's that. So XS is out visually. I've also got a music video, 2 singles that's also to be dropped from that as well. So that's coming out currently. Yeah. This dog.
It's okay. We love dogs. We love animals.
She's Gucci. So that's that coming out very soon. So I've got also basically in the next 2 weeks. So by the time this actually drops, the documentary for becoming XO the artist coming out. That's gonna be going out worldwide.
Let's walk. Let's walk
cool,
on
that's
talk.
cool.
Walk on talk.
So that's gonna be out in the next 2 weeks, basically worldwide via all streaming platforms, all digital platforms. XS already visually available.
Available on all streaming platforms.
All streaming platforms.
iTunes, Apple Music,
Spotify, all that good
YouTube.
stuff.
These are all the usual, innit?
Now, in terms of the documentary, it's just basically a culmination of my whole career from basically when I first started doing music to pretty much now.
Okay.
Obviously, it's not the end journey because obviously the music is not an end result. It's more to do with where we're up to now, kind of thing. I'm going to be filming a part 2, which I'll be talking about a bit later on in regards to that as well, becoming an artist part 2. It's just had its test screening in America and US at 13th Broadway. Which did really well. It got a good scoring as well. So the reason that's why it's taking so long to come out is because we're just doing a lot of amendments for the actual documentary itself. Make sure all the fine tweaks and all the things that have been said in terms of the testimonials are being honoured. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's been worth the wait. So I'm looking forward to the documentary release. That's going to be available via Miami Fox streaming. And I'm also.
So how will people access that? Like how will people?
Yeah, sweet. So basically, it's similar to Netflix and Amazon Prime. It's going to be available via Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, and Roku. But similar to Netflix, it's just basically an app that you download onto your Fire Stick or your phone.
So
your
could
digital
someone
phone.
do it from like, for let's say Apple Store or like Play Store as well?
Yeah, so Apple TV specifically. So Apple Play Store will be more like app-wise for like playing films and stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about the actual specific app, Miami Fox Streaming, you can definitely get it from the App Store. On your Fire Stick, just obviously download the app Miami Fox Streaming. Or if you've got an Android phone or Apple phone, just obviously download it on your phone from your Play Store. So yeah, literally it's pretty much via all VOD platforms. Yeah, so similar to BBC, iPlayer, and everything else like that, so Netflix and everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So that's coming out very, very soon.
So you hear that on almost stream?
Yeah, that's it. Facts. No. It's just. I'm just humbled by all the opportunity, to be honest. Things are just radically changing. So that's what's coming up to the next part. In the next few weeks, I will be signing my first proper actual deal to talent / music management agency called Miami Fox.
Congratulations on that
talent
one.
agency. Thank you, and I appreciate it. That's to be fair, that's been a culmination over the past 2 years of collaborating with the team, back and forth, doing a few different projects. Some projects haven't come to fruition, some have. But to the point where we're just like, okay, we've been working together so long now, it just makes sense to just obviously sign pen to paper now at that point.
Connections, innit?
Yeah.
Everything you want it to be organic. But I do have a question for you, dog. So you know how you're speaking about the documentary and everything, and it's the beginning of your journey to like now, the start point now.
For sure.
How long ago did you start? Like, how long have you been doing music?
I've been doing music for between 10 to 15 years. I won't even say between 10 to 15 years. I've been doing it for literally 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
So how old was you started then?
When I first started, I was about 14, 13-ish.
Jesus.
And then obviously we're up to here now at this point, kind of thing. But when the first Walkman phones were on there, you know, the Sony Ericssons. The flicks on there. That was it. One person will have a Sony Ericsson on there, and the other one will have another Sony Ericsson, but one person will have the beat on there, the other person will record the vocals.
Is it?
That's how we started. That was our studio. We was on the street, like street corners like this, and we literally just record songs like that, and we title it like whoever's featured on the song, and we just pass over the mic to whoever's rapping.
Crazy.
And it was crazy, but obviously that was lit at the time. Like, that's all we knew. You know what I mean? You just hearing a voice over a beat.
You gotta start from somewhere there, innit?
That's literally the humble beginnings that we started on, and then we started to obviously progress to go to like studios, and people used to book studio time, and I'm sure a lot of beginning grassroots artists would kind of appreciate everyone have to share the same studio, waiting for like 10 minutes to get your 16 bar in, and you know what I mean? So yeah, that was the first.
Every artist has got a funny story about how their original music career started to how it is now.
That's it.
Because I know a lot of people that probably started like with the bed sheet and the towel.
That's it.
Everything. Everyone starts with something crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely been the bed sheet, making your own little mini booth as well.
Yeah, yeah.
With like boxes. But yeah, that's the main part for that. So I'm looking forward to the release of that, and obviously we're gonna start filming the documentary too, which I'll start talking about a little bit later on.
That's good. That's good. So what would some people look to see in the documentary? Obviously, it's all about you. It's all about your life. It's all about your journey. So like, can you give us like a quick rundown to some extent?
Yeah, for sure.
Not like with any spoilers.
Yeah, so
nothing, but, like,
basically
a
in
quick
terms
rundown.
of the main point of it, I wanted this specific documentary to be like a really good introduction to me as a whole. I didn't want it to be too much of the career where it's going, but more to do, like I said, where it's been kind of thing. So a lot to do with when I was a teenager, first started doing music. And funny enough, I've been going to green screen rooms, music videos since I was like a teenager, doing all that kind of stuff that people do now. But it's just showing the progression of how things have changed. And also as well, music videos and resources have changed since then as well, and it's also showing like the culmination, like I said, between starting then to now.
Yeah, trust me, because no one even has like the Sony Ericsson anymore.
Nope, that's for sure.
Remember back in the day when you had to Bluetooth the
This
songs
is what I'm talking about. If you did not have this range, guys, if you did not have this range, you are not receiving no song. And someone will move their phone like this.
Oh, you know what
You
used to
gotta
be the
start
worst?
that
You know the
transfer
man
all
that
over
used to Bluetooth you the song, yeah, and then they'd go, oh, I cancel
Last
it right
minute.
before the end.
Last
And it's like,
minute.
why
Why
would you do that? Why would you cancel the thing? Waste your time and my time.
3/4 of the
my
song are now on
gosh.
my phone, and the other quarters on your phone. Now I'm just walking around following you all day.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're listening to that song later, yeah.
Never see that person. for
Never
another
see
2
the
weeks.
man with the Bluetooth. Never.
Bluetooth
Oh
in everyone
my
else
God.
apart from your phone. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, now why are you being stingy with the songs? But yeah, now, yeah, technology has definitely come a long way. But it's
A long
which is
way.
showing basically kind of like the struggles of obviously being an independent artist, because I've still not made it yet. It's just showing the grind that it gets to, kind of thing, to here. Because the problem that a lot of people don't have is documenting the whole journey. Everyone's all fussed about the end result. But the main point is obviously showing the trajectory, and if a lot of people had enough of hindsight to be able to look back and see where you come from, a lot of people would be able to then give themselves a pat on the back and say, look, no, I've actually done a lot, and let's keep going, kind of thing. Because a lot of people haven't been able to see how far they've come just due to the fact that they've not documented things. So that's the main point of it, was just showing the struggles of an independent artist up to from previous to now, and really showing the trajectory of where my music career has gone.
Like, obviously, it's gonna be frustrating, but if you don't enjoy the grind as well, then it's like, what's it all worth?
So yeah, that's big massive lesson in terms of watching it back as well, because I had my showcase for the documentary at Savoy Cinemas, not too far.
Big up.
Sold out within 24 hours, and just had like a culmination of family, the production team on there, friends, as well as supporters and fans as well, to see the whole documentary. And it was insane to see my whole career from start to here now as well myself, because actually looking back on it, even though I've lived it, it's a bit different seeing it on camera, kind of thing. It's a third person view, you know what I mean? So I'm seeing it how you guys are seeing it, kind of potentially. And it did get me a bit choked up towards the end. I thought, shoot, I've actually been through the highs and lows, just like everyone else has been, but my own individual highs and lows, you know what I mean? And just seeing them and seeing where we've got to now, it was surreal. It was proper surreal. So it's gonna be interesting to see how other people's reviews of it are.
Yeah, man, it's sounding lit. I can't wait to watch it myself. But also, I have a quick thing to ask you as well.
Sure.
How did you get the name XO?
XO, oh boy, this is good. Let's walk for this one. This is gonna be a long one.
Because I know back in the day it used to be called Kizzle, innit?
It used to be Kizzle Artist, but we thought, so around that time I had my first publishing deal in 2016. And
How was that? What
that was with an international publishing deal for a firm called Launchpad Music Services. They was out in America, and they were also out in Europe doing businesses back and forth in terms of providing licensed songs to films and stuff. So I got my first publishing deal then, and at that time I thought, okay, I was still toying with the idea of changing my name anyway, because the whole Izzle thing was starting to phase out at that point. So I was thinking to myself, is it worthwhile me sticking with this name, or just biting the bullet and just literally going forward with a different name? And I thought, okay, obviously I need to change my name, but what's it going to be? It needs to be something significant. I was toying with so many different names, and my life path number, I'm not sure if a lot of people are aware of something called a life path number. You put a different combination of dates into a specific generator, and it generates a specific number, which is meant to be your life path number. And mine came out as 8, and I thought, well, 8 isn't going to be interesting enough for me to be able to use. So how can I have something that's closer to that? So I thought, let's start using equations. So I thought, let's use my name as an XO equation. So I thought, okay, Roman numeral 10, which is X.
Yep.
Let's take that away from 8. At the time, it was Kizzle the artist. I was trying to eradicate Kizzle, but I needed to keep the artist. The artist was two numerals at that point.
Okay.
Taking away 2 from the X 10 Roman numerals takes it to my life path number, which was significant to me. So I thought, okay, we can toy with that. So let's just use the EXO. Let's just use EXO and just put it onto the front of the artist, and it kind of made more sense to me, and I just called it the EXO equation ever since then.
Okay, that's kind of mad. Brother, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm slow with the math, you know.
You're
I
good,
did
bro.
not get good grades in math done. Like, I
Bring
swear
that
to
back.
God, I was not a good kid.
But
for
literally,
that.
but the EXO equation, but it rang more true to me than obviously Kids Artist did for me before. So I thought, okay, this is specific for me. It's a combination of different numbers in my life, kind of thing. So it's relevant. So I thought, okay, let's just run with that. And ever since then, to be fair, everything's worked really well. So I thought that name has set well for me as well.
That's good, man. That's cool. Because I always did wonder like how you got the name. Because like I said, from knowing what the name used to be,
For sure, it's a massive.
because a lot of people probably would have thought, oh, you would have dropped the Kizzle and just said Kiz.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So you would have been like Kiz the artist, but the whole change, the whole
Yeah,
revamp.
for sure. I wanted something that's just gonna be eye-catching, ear-catching, and also universally commercially viable. Something that people can still utilize day to day.
Yeah.
But then it also still had that kind of commercial ring as well. Not something that was just a bit immature, which I felt like Kizzle was. So I thought we had to just shift that to the side a little bit.
Yeah, you grow in it. People evolve. We grow. We do things.
That came around with the whole Snoop Dogg era thing. You know when Snoop Dogg was doing this for shizzle,
Yeah.
That's when I got my name. So
Yeah.
that's when that came around. So,
Okay,
yeah, for
okay
sure.
then.
No,
So
that had to just move to the side.
bit of Snoop Doggy Dogg with the
Shout out
inspo
to,
on
yeah,
that
for sure.
one.
Shout out to Snoop, man.
But then Snoop changed his name to Snoop Lion.
There you go,
and
so
then,
that's why I had to do the
and
same
then everyone was
thing.
like, "Hey, Snoop
I was
Lion,
thinking,
who's
what's going
this
on?
then?"
Yeah,
And
for
then,
sure.
then I think does he even still keep Snoop Lion?
No,
or
I
is
don't
that-
even think so.
No, I
it's
think he
Snoop
just goes back to Snoop Dogg, innit?
Yeah. So
The
that
OG
was
name.
that was the birth of EXO the artist in terms of the name. And ever since then, like I said, things have just sat well, music-wise, business-wise, and just generally that ring works. However, I do still see people from a long time ago that I haven't seen for years, that haven't met the transition, that still call me the old name when
Kids,
it's like,
yeah.
but it's just,
It's one of them ones there, innit? It's
similar like
like
Eminem when he
people
was Slim Shady. or one
Yeah,
of those ones.
some people still call him Shady, some people still call him Slim. It's one of them ones there. Some people still call him Marshall.
There you go. It comes with the territory, you know?
comes
So,
with the territory.
But other than that, that's what I'm looking forward to. Obviously, with coming with the current signing, we haven't put pen to paper just yet. We're going to sort that out soon, just before the documentary drops. I've been also invited to I've been invited to be flown out to Las Vegas to perform
wicked.
for a week. So shout out to Paul Casey. If we get everything all sorted out for you, we're going to have that sorted for you. However, yeah, just to perform, we've got a few casinos out there. Just thinking about potentially obviously taking my PA. I've been invited for a few days, so I may or may not take that offer up just yet. I'm thinking potentially when we start to film the documentary part 2, maybe go out there and do that. But for the moment, I'm trying to keep everything home turf and home soil at the moment. So the next plan is I've got an album EP. It's a film soundtrack EP called The Cinematic Universe.
Oh, wicked! That's a
And
hard name.
also, thank you, appreciate it. It's also going to be released via my new label, Miami Fox Talent. So basically, the whole plan for that is basically every single song on that actual EP is going to be allocated to an actual film, and that song will be filmed. That song will be played in each individual film. So once each film gets rolled out, and by the time that the last film is done, the album will be released, and then obviously it can start to do its numbers. But obviously with albums,
So what would that be available as well on like Spotify?
yeah, that will be available
Apple Music,
literally everywhere.
everything?
Obviously buy the films. You'll be able to hear
Yeah.
it on the actual films itself via Miami Fox streaming as well. But that will be via every single streaming platform available, should I say? And then the plus side about that is I think we're going to do a UK tour for that, and that's what I'm
that'll be
looking forward to.
wicked.
I think the tour will be from starting from Birmingham, going down all the way down to London. And I'll have some dope
Will you do
support
one
acts
in
for that as
Knots?
well. Potentially as well. I mean, obviously home turf is greatest. We just not too long done one called Exonarchy in Nottingham as well.
Yeah, that show rung off still.
That was a dope ass show
That
as well.
was- that
Yeah,
show
had
rang
some
off.
really good support acts as well for that.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen the footage for that, check that out.
Yes, sir.
That's it. So I think potentially, Nottingham. We may start from Nottingham, but I've just been told that it's going to potentially start from Birmingham.
Birmingham.
But if I can do,
It's
I'll
not
definitely
too
get a home.
far anyway. Birmingham's like.
I definitely try and get a
45
home
minutes
turf
away.
one in there. But the plus side is obviously just tour. I haven't actually had a full-on full tour ever. Really, to be fair, I've participated in other people's tours before, but I've never actually had my own. So that would be great, just to have my own. I'll have my own opening acts as well. So I'm definitely going to be bringing out some really good Nottingham acts for that as well. Not saying no names just yet, but you know. The best will get a hit up. So that's looking forward to. So it's going to be the EXO tour really. I'm not sure what the name's going to be just yet, but for the moment we'll just call it the EXO tour.
Yeah. EXO tour life.
Yeah, literally.
Not
Shout out
taking
to
away
Uzi.
from Little Uzi
Shout out
Vert
to
or not.
Uzi though, man. Shout out to Uzi. We got some connects though. I'm not even talking about them just yet, but yeah, shout out to the connects. But no, generally speaking, so we've got the XS just released. We've got the documentary that's coming out literally shortly. We've got the Cinematic Universe, the film track album / EP to be released as well, and obviously we've got the potential mini tour in Las Vegas for Paul Casey, but I'm thinking that's probably going to be more towards the next side of next year. But towards fourth quarter, we definitely got the documentary part 2, documentary part 1, new album, potential new tour as well. A few sponsors which I can't talk about just yet, but we're going to get a few sponsors as well that are coming out, but we'll wait for the full updates for the sponsors. There's just so many things I can't talk about just yet, which is annoying because it's difficult to not speak about it. But I'll talk to you
like
off
a busy
here.
guy though, which is good. It's good to keep
Yeah,
busy.
the thing is behind closed doors, we're trying to get as much stuff done as possible. And then when it's time for everything to get enrolled, we just want to shoot. That's the good thing about this new team that I've been working with as well. We get things done as a whole, and then when it's time, we just offload. Sometimes in my previous career, I would hold on to things and try and do them in a succession. Sometimes it's good to just release everything as a whole, and it just gets a wave going.
No, but that's what we like to hear. We like to hear about people from the city as well doing positive things. That's what this be about as well, because it's not as we're trying to hear about the negativity, and someone like yourself doing positive things, trying to grow themselves, trying to make themselves better as well. We want to kind of put a light on, put that shine on.
It's difficult, man. It's difficult, especially in the world that we live in as well. Like everything is so. It's got a massive magnifying glass on it,
everything,
you know?
Everyone's looking at everything on socials, but people want to see you mash up more than they do doing good.
Yeah,
like
so
people live for the clout nowadays.
For
like
sure.
it's hard. Like it's so hard. Like everyone, it's like near enough. Yeah, unless you've got clout behind you, no one want to hear what you have to say. Like you're not popping unless you've got clout. And it's low key a bit sad because sometimes you're just trying to live like a normal human being. You know, like sometimes man are just trying to go to the shop and not having to do all of this.
Oh, cool, yeah, no, for sure. Because then everyone was like, okay, why is XO or why is J Smooth not looking a certain way or whatever. But this is the superficial world that we live in, and it's difficult to have that balance. But I mean, it's just one of those. I think it just comes with the territory, doesn't it? So
yeah,
it's just one of those quarrels that we all have to deal with.
It's just one of them ones there. We just have to live. We have to do with it. But besides that, it sounds like you've got a lot going on. That's what we like to hear. Everything positive. But I also want to ask you just some normal questions, like, what does XO do in his downtime?
Yeah, so a few things that I love as a whole. Mainly gym. I've been a massive gym buddy. My previous athleticism history is gymnastics. So I used to do gymnastics. I could do the backflips, the triple flips.
Is that you?
I'm 2001 regional gymnastics champion. I would say you can Google it, but I googled it the other day and they deleted the website, so don't even Google it. So let's not do that right now. But
hidden talents.
But 2001 regional gymnastics champion. So but yes, I love that. So that kind of stemmed just initially from just being really athletic in general. Then after that, I moved on to the gym. So I love doing the gym. I'm there pretty much 5 days a week, 2 days off. And then the one thing that I've now found a new love for, since obviously having, is dog training. I love my dog. I've always had a weird misconception of dogs before. When I was young,
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, when I was young, I was scared of dogs. To some extent, I'm still kind of scared of dogs.
Up until 2.5 years ago.
I've had a bad experience.
You're not scared of my dog, are you?
No. Your dog's
That's
fine.
what I hear. Thank you.
Your dog's nice. She's nice.
Good.
I'm getting better as I've grown older. But when I was a kid, it used to be terrible.
No, for me too as well.
Every experience I had with a dog was always a bad one.
And this is something that I wanted to talk about generally, especially on camera and on air. And I've got, if you want to check it out, XO Lola the Bully Instagram. The reason with dogs
she's not a bully though, is she?
She is. She most definitely is.
Is she a bully?
Yeah, she's a bulldog. Yeah, she's a bulldog.
I thought. Not type of bully. I thought you meant like she's a bully.
Bully people. No, she definitely ain't bullying me. But no, the main point of that is the main point of getting that dog was getting a scary looking dog and making sure that they're really well trained. They've got good temperament. They're not harassing people. They're not making people feel uncomfortable. And this is the biggest thing that I learned from being a dog owner. Up until about 2.5 years ago, I was really unsure of dogs myself. Until I really realised, just like children and anything else, projects, what you put into the dog is exactly what they make you make them. And after having mine and training her and obviously doing extensive obedience training, just behaviour training in general, it's just learning how much you put into the dog is exactly what they are. And I've learned how much people, unfortunately, the general public, a lot of people out there, from my experience, don't actually train the dogs. They just get a dog to just feed it, and they don't even teach it how to sit. They don't even teach it how to down. They don't teach it how to walk it. They don't even walk it. Unfortunately, it doesn't get the breed fulfillment that it needs. And then it's really aggressive to other dogs, and they wonder why it is at that point. It's because they haven't properly socialised it and they haven't given it the proper tools.
I have trouble when people that say my dog doesn't bite or it's friendly,
and then
you see a dog
the first thing it does, it looks like it wants to eat
crazy.
You know what I mean? And these are things that and it will make you have a real bad misconception of a dog.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason as to why when I got her, it was just, okay, let's make it a point of making sure you're good temperament. you're well trained, and whenever someone sees you, it's a really good example of what an actual dog is, kind of thing. She's 1 year old. She's not perfect. She's obviously still a child.
So just, I'm not a super dog person, so
Yeah.
I don't really know like super breeds of dog or anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So she a bulldog.
Yeah, so there's many different breeds of bulldog, but she's classed as a pocket bulldog.
Okay.
So she will be a mix of an American bulldog with a Patterdale or American bulldog with a pit bull. But just generally speaking, quote unquote, really aggressive, quote unquote, breeds. But like I said, it's just exactly what you put into them, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So like for her example, with her,
Kind
if
of
she's-
like you are what you eat.
it is though, it really is, and this is what I really want to be a massive advocate of. I want people to put into some effort into the dog and start learning a bit more about dogs as well, the temperaments and what they like and what they're about. Because a lot of people got aggressive dogs and they don't need to have them. They've got really nervous, reactive dogs, and they have no need to have them. They just need to learn the dog, advocate for them, and just enjoy the bond a bit more. But yeah, literally, she's just changed my view on dogs completely. Literally, I'm a super dog person now. Probably more so than I need to be. But on top of the music thing, it keeps me focused because it allows me to be able to then put into something consistently. And the unconditional love that she shows is insane. So it's just, yeah, it's taught me a lot about myself.
Plus it
as well
gives
as
you a
dog
break away from like a normal life as well. It's
Dude,
so different.
It's amazing. Like, okay, for example, like I'll be on my Instagram and people are like, oh, XO, and documentaries coming out and this, that, and another. And I'll just put that to the side and then I'll switch over to the Lola Instagram, and it's like a whole different community, dog community. No one cares if you're famous.
Yeah.
Everyone just cares if your dog's well trained and if your dog's listening. And I'll go out and I'll literally have my hood up and I'll just go train her in parks like this, and no one even knows who I am. And it's just a whole different alter ego, and I really
Nice,
love that.
yeah.
It proper keeps me humble, and it just really does remind me of the different things in life that you actually can enjoy. You don't have to just like what other people like. Some people obviously know me for driving around in nice cars and being in nice places or whatever. But on the flip side of that, things that actually generally make me happy, as well as obviously cars, is to be able to spend some time with a being that loves me unconditionally. So that's just something that's, yeah, it means a lot to me.
That's good, man. So do you like watch like dog films, dog YouTube stuff, or
No, I wouldn't say I'm dog fanatic like that. I definitely watch like dog training videos, dog
Okay.
temperaments, like stuff on YouTube, just like to learn dogs as a whole. But like not like super like dog merchandise. It's just more to do with understanding dogs properly, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking of stuff to watch, what do you watch? Like,
Okay.
What are you into? Are you
Yeah.
a film person?
I am
TV?
a massive, yeah, so I do not do TV. My TV, it's funny enough, okay, so we're going to say, I'm going to contradict myself here with what I'm about to say. So my TV, it collects dust, but it doesn't collect dust. So it collects dust on the TV side of things. I don't watch TV at all. If I'm going to be on it, which obviously the documentary's coming out soon, so I should watch TV. You watch TV as well, because the documentary's going to be on there. So I will be watching it then. But generally speaking, I don't watch it. I do a lot of YouTube though. I do a lot of Netflix as well.
Okay. So what are you watching on Netflix? Like what's your
So
what
I
type
don't
of
do
things do you like
series.
to watch?
That's another thing as well. I don't do series. I just can't commit
don't
to
do series,
series.
yeah?
No, I can't.
Bruv,
I can do a
what?
film. I can do a 2.5 hour film, fine. But I can't do an hour
I see.
series every single day. Now,
You
I
know
can't
what?
do that.
You're not
Or every
wrong to
week,
some
I can't.
extent. It is a con when they say
It is.
because you watch, you'll see a film and you go, ooh, 2.5 hours long, or
Listen.
2 hours and 4 minutes long. Oh, I don't know about that. But then you say, oh, a series that's got 6 episodes
It's
and
just
they're each
basically
an
a long
hour long,
film.
and you go, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
It's basically a long film, so I can't watch series unless you can give me the whole thing.
But
I
some
need to watch it.
series are hard though.
I know. Don't get me wrong, because I have been caught up on a few series like when someone's watching it, but I'm like, I can't commit to it because I'm not going to commit to it. That's the thing. Films.
bruv, you're
I-
missing
I
out,
am a
you miss-
massive. I know. Everyone tells me this, and I know, but trying to find the time for series is I'll be in my house 24/7. So that's why I do the whole film thing. And at least I can watch the film and then switch off to it.
You're not
However,
wrong in it. The film, you just have to watch
I
the one
am
thing
a
and then that's
massive
it.
film advocate. I love all the Marvel series, the DC, but mainly Marvel. I'm a Marvel fan, a huge Marvel
Okay,
fan.
who's your favorite superhero?
Oh, you can't ask me that. This is the favorite. Okay.
You say yours, I'll say mine, innit?
What? Like just one on his own or the top three?
Top three.
I need to have a
Top three. If you have reasons why as well, why not?
Okay. Top three. Definitely got to be Superman because he's a Kryptonian. But the thing that annoys about me is the fact that kryptonite's his weakness. I'm like, what a weakness to have. Like someone just needs to go get some green stuff and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's
it's
that. But definitely him because he's super strong. The other one, Doctor Strange, because his magical abilities are insane. He can go to multiple different verses. He can do all sorts of different magic stuff. I think the third one. I don't think I really got a third one, but I think just off the top of my head because I always used to love it. Flamer from Fantastic Four, the guy that was
the
on
Human
Flyer.
Torch.
Yes, Human Torch. That's
yeah.
it. Human Torch. The guy that can
Man
fly.
like Johnny Storm.
He was lit.
I'm a geek on the low.
Shout out to Jordan on the new film because he's the new. The new
Michael
Flamer.
B.
Yeah,
Jordan.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan on that one.
He was in. I can't remember what year that
He was
one
in
was,
the
but
new
last one.
the latest
Yeah.
one I think, or the one before that.
The
Either
one, yeah, but the one before. The reboot, basically the
Yeah.
reboot they tried to do.
And that was a decent one.
Yeah, it was not too bad to be fair, but some people slate it. To be fair, I might need to go back and rewatch it and
yeah.
see.
So
see
yeah,
it again.
I'd say them. I'd say Superman, Doctor Strange, and Human
Human
Torch.
Torch.
But tonight in bed, I'm gonna be thinking about all three, and I'm thinking, why didn't I mention that guy? So please
Yeah.
don't quote me, guys. That definitely
Yeah.
isn't my favorite Marvel. But for now, off the top of my head, that's what it is. What about
Okay.
yours?
So, I'll go like this. Okay, I'll go like this. My favorite superhero of all time, even though he don't have powers, I know. I'm a big Batman fanatic innit.
Oh, snap.
So Batman, my favorite
But he's
superhero.
richer. That's his superpower.
Yeah, but he DC and I know that, yeah.
Yeah,
but
no, I hear you,
Batman,
I hear you.
my favorite. But then my favorite Marvel character is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I know, that's a classic
Spider-Man with
That's a classic
hands down, Mr. Peter
That's a classic.
Parker.
Parker.
Mr.
Yeah.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, no, I'll give you that.
You have it on
I'll give you that.
Smash.
I'll give you that. I'll give
But
you that.
I always say this about Spider-Man, though, yeah, and this is the one thing that does upset me. His powers would not work if he wasn't in New York. I know we see in the movies
Oh,
when he goes to Italy
snap.
and them things there, yeah.
Dude.
But louder.
I know, they've still got big buildings there
No,
too.
no, it's not the same, Dan. Because he can't really get a good web swing. He can't be.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not the same, bro.
If he was in the UK, you'd be done out,
Yeah, right there.
He'll
If
be-
he was in the UK, it wouldn't
You'll
be the same.
slingshotting, that's what
Yeah, that's what you do. Just bare slingshot. There's no
Yeah, for
constant
sure.
fluid.
No, we
Like
don't.
unless he
Yeah.
was in New York, like
For
his
sure,
thing would
for
not
sure,
work.
for sure,
And
for
then for the third, you know what? I have to say Kal-El. Even though
Okay.
it's switched, I'm more of a DC fan than I am Marvel per se.
So you would the
but
Superman.
yeah,
So you
but
would the Superman.
I love both in it. Like I'm not gonna lie, I love
Which one's your
both.
favourite out of the two, man? You got to pick between DC or Marvel. Which one? Quick.
I'll say DC.
Oh,
I'm gonna say
I'm
DC.
Marvel.
Like no,
I'm
because
Marvel.
understand this, yeah. And let me put some light on this,
You
yeah.
got to.
Because it gets a bit of hate, yeah.
You
Not
got
like
to. This is
DC
some
do
comments.
good, yeah, just not in the films like that.
There you go. Thank
No,
you. Perfect example.
but anyone that really, if you like a
If you-
real
if-
fan
yeah,
of the
if you
DC
comment,
thing,
check the
yeah,
comments, yeah,
if you
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
comics are hard. But Tutus, they've got a good animated like series, like
yeah, no, I'll give you
animated
that. I'll give you
movies.
that, yeah.
Their animated movies are strong,
Yeah.
strong. And it's like Marvel tried to do the animated thing at one point, but their thing ain't as
It's
as
not
strong.
as dope,
but they are
they've got
better
a
with the
series,
movies.
though.
Though.
Marvel's got a series going on.
They've got series like Marvel are on Smash. Don't get me wrong, I
Yeah.
still indulge in Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I hate Marvel. Like I love it. Like I'm not gonna lie.
For sure.
But it's like I just prefer DC
DC.
more.
Okay,
but
cool.
I just like mainly the animated. Like when they do the animated stuff, I like it more because I'm a big fan of animation, me personally. But yeah, man, I would say my third superhero is Superman. Man like Kal-El,
Yeah, so
son
there
of
we go.
Jor-El.
So then we've got the same. So we've got the same guy
Son of
on.
Krypton.
So we've got the same guy there. So no,
Yeah.
I'd agree. To be fair, and obviously, on the other two, it's just individual preference kind of thing. So films. Yeah. So I'm heavily back into kind of topics. So yeah, I'm heavily into films, sci-fi. Obviously, Marvel's obviously sci-fi, but generally sci-fi in general, just like stuff like Alien, Predator,
You know,
stuff
I've
like
never
that.
seen
Avatar.
Alien.
You've not seen any of the Aliens?
No,
Alien
but
vs Predator.
I've only seen
franchise.
Predator.
Franchise. No, that is a big one.
I've
To be
seen
fair,
Predator.
they've got so many spin-offs, and I'm not sure who's the maker
Yeah,
of half of
it's
them.
too much.
It gets a
It's
bit
too-
too much to keep on top of. So
Because
I'm
isn't there
like,
like two Alien versus Predators?
don't
There's
make-
like AVP,
don't make me
Alien
remember.
versus
Yeah,
Predator,
AVP
and
is
then
the
there's
original
like
one, I remember.
and then there's like
Anything after that,
Alien versus Predator.
I
2 or
watched one the
something.
other day as well. I'm just like, it's Alien, but is it not the Predator that I remember? I don't know. It's different. But anyway, it gets a bit confusing. However, stuff like Avatar, do you know, like stuff that's really otherworldly, that really does kind of make
Kind
you
of
think,
like that escapism type of thing.
Yes, it works well for me. To
So
be
what-
honest. Anything that's
so-
not really on this world. I mean, I do still like real world stuff like
So
David
what
Attenborough,
about
for example.
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I'm all for that. All for that.
Okay.
All for Lord
Because
of
it's
the
not
Rings.
sci-fi in it, but it's kind of like fantasy. But
It
it
is
kind of
still,
borders.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm
I'm all
saying?
for
Like-
fantasy. To be fair, I'm really, and this is probably going to be a bit crass saying, stuff that makes your brain think, but then also you've still got obviously real world stuff that makes your brain think as well. So I'm not taking it away from that, but just stuff that's not necessarily that you encounter every single day. So stuff that's otherworldly, you would never see stuff that's otherworldly every day. So it's really interesting for me, and things that also teach you genuine science in films as well. I love stuff like that. For example, something like Gravity. And I looked for a real world reference between
What,
the
you know
film,
about the film?
the film Gravity. Yeah.
What, the one with Sandra Bullock and George
Yeah,
Clooney?
boy, yeah. When they was going around and they was talking about, and they had like real world references of how quick it would actually take you to fly around the world's orbit, and some of the references were actual general references. And I thought, okay, this is cool. It's teaching people, because at the end of the day, even though it's an element of escapism, I still want things to be able to be indulging as well as have a substance to it, and it's actually teaching you something. So some films like that.
So
that
what
teach
about
certain
stuff
things.
that's a little far left in it, like?
Go for it. What's far left?
So let's say like a good Christopher Nolan film. So let's say like Inception or Interstellar.
Oh my! What do you mean? Yes. Love that. Anything that makes your brain literally tick and you have to watch consistently a few times.
Did you see Tenet?
Tenant. bruh.
Yo, I'm
I
not
had
gonna
to
lie,
watch it
yeah.
twice.
Yeah, I was about to say you have to watch that film twice to kind of get it. It's a bit, it's
inverted
unhinged. in a sense.
radiation, talking about how things can be in a cause and effect before the effect took place. It just makes your brain go. Phew. But the films like that make you change your view and perception of general reality's conception. Not so general reality's concept. That just changes your view of that is amazing because. How our view of time is crazy because obviously it's linear, isn't it? We just move forward, back and forward. But
there's
there's
a thing as
other
well,
ways
like,
of that.
I didn't see a thing.
Quantum theory, quantum physics, yeah.
There's a thing of everyone's perception of time is different in it. Because if I asked you right now to count to 60 in it, so basically give me a minute.
Yeah.
The way you would count to a minute and the way I'd count to a minute, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
That is low key.
And that's why they made the whole conception of the whole elephant in between that. One elephant, two elephant, because usually how you say elephant is the same in terms of syllables in between. That's why you're able to do that. That's why everyone done the whole one elephant, two elephant, three elephant, four elephant. I mean, the way you say elephant in terms of the syllables is the same. But just the world in general, it's so interesting, man. Like, here's another thing. I'm a bit of a geek in terms of like online. I'll search just random facts, like the 50 random facts, and just try and learn as much as possible.
Okay.
Well,
I have
here's
a
a random
fact for you.
Okay. Oh, you got a fun fact for me. Okay, you go first.
You go first. You go first.
You said it first.
Okay, mine's just completely off topic.
Go for it.
But fun fact: did you know that octopus do not have tentacles? They have arms.
I did because I watched the whole. This is gonna sound sad as well. This is gonna sound sad. I know you're talking about do I watch dog films? I don't watch dog films, but I watched a series about octopuses, the whole octopus thing, and they're really interesting actually. To be fair, and I got a bit emotional actually towards the end because she ended up getting killed and eaten. I'm like, how are you gonna just watch this film, follow this octopus for like a month and a half, and you just watch it get killed at the end of it? But I thought, let's not have an emotional attachment to things. But yeah, octopuses are cool. Random
What's
fact.
your fact?
Super cool fact. I mean, I could go for forever. However, here's one. Do you know why the sky is blue?
Oh, I heard it was something to do with the sea.
It was the sea reflection. That's what everyone learned in school, and that is like
Yeah.
the biggest cap ever going. Because if that was the case, then we would have a bunch of green patches and all the different patches of land in it.
Yeah.
Blue is the only introspective light that passes through our atmosphere that we're able to see out of all the whole color spectrum. That's the why it's iridescent blue.
Mad.
It's not. I know. Literally, I actually thought it was like, oh, it's a reflection of the sea. But then I thought, well, how come we can't see all the land and all the landmass in between that? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, literally, yeah, blue's the only colour that passes through our atmosphere that we're able to process, other than all the other ones.
That's crazy.
It's nuts. Yeah, the world is crazy. It actually does intrigue me.
Well, XO, our time has near enough come to an end.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Thank you for being on the show.
No, I appreciate it, man.
And everyone, go check out XO. He's available on all streaming platforms. Documentary comes out soon.
Documentary's
So
coming
he's
out
there.
very soon.
Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. You know where it is. That's where he is. Anywho, thanks for the episode. XO, my boy.
My brother.
No.
Appreciate it, my thanks.
Peace out.